Hi guys, welcome back to Urban Treats, where we make easy recipes you can make at home. Today we are making these Oreo chocolate chip cheesecake bars. As always, the ingredients are in the description. Let's get started. Let's start with the cheesecake base, and for that you're going to need 2 sleeves of Oreo cookies, and we'll just separate the cookies, scrape off the cream, and you're going to need the cream for later, so don't eat it. And I'll just put that here in my blender, in my food processor. Just separate this, chuck it in here, keep the cream because we're going to need it for the filling, where you want to have a chocolate chip Oreo filling flavor. Pour them all in there. I'll just finish all these and then we go to the next step. And the last one. Scrape that in there. One more. I know it might be really tempting to eat this cream, but don't, because you're gonna need it for the filling. And to this mixture we add 2 tablespoons of sugar, and I have 2 tablespoons of butter here. Might be a little bit more than 2 tablespoons, but we'll put this in here because the sugar and the butter are gonna hold everything together. Set this aside. Put it in your food processor and give it a couple of bursts until everything is mixed together. That's exactly what we want. All mixed, no pieces of butter anywhere. And I've already prepared my baking form. So this is a 9x9 inch baking form, and I've lined it with baking paper. If you want to make a traditional round cheesecake, of course you can use this round spring form and just line it with baking paper, just as you would with this one. We'll just take all this mixture here and we'll just pop it into the form. Go. That's it. Just leave this on here. There we go. And just distribute it a little bit like this, shake it around. I'm going to use one of these rollers to press it out in the form. If you don't have a roller like this one, you don't need a roller. You can just use the back of a glass and just stomp it down until it's packed nice and evenly. Let's even this one here out. And that's it. Flat and tightly packed, all pressed down and ready for baking. I'm gonna put this in the oven at 175 degrees for approximately 10 minutes. That's around 340 Fahrenheit. While this is baking, let's prepare the filling. We're ready for the filling, and I still have my Oreo cream. I haven't pinched any of it. And to that, I'm gonna add 300 grams of cream cheese. Now, as always, the ingredients are in metric and in the imperial system down in the description. We add that in here, and we also add 150 grams of sugar. That's about 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Now, blend that with a hand mixer until it's nice and smooth. The cream cheese and sugar are smooth, and we're now gonna add in 2 large eggs. Now, all my ingredients were at room temperature, so make sure everything is room temperature. It will give you a nice baseline to start from, and it will avoid any funny accidents with the dough. Just break an egg in here. We'll do one at a time. Start with one, blend it in, and then go for the second one. We add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I have 2 well-filled tablespoons of flour here. We'll just add them in. And at this stage, you only want to mix at the slowest speed of your hand mixer. So don't overmix. If you watch my other videos, I say that quite often. When we mix flour, especially in a cake, we don't want too much gluten to be created. So we mix slowly to avoid gluten production. And that way we get a nice and fluffy consistency. And that was it. It was really just a few seconds of whisking. I'm gonna set this aside and I'm just gonna scrape the edges and fold whatever flour is left with my spatula. That's it. And then very last but not least, we add in the chocolate chips. Now I have about half a cup of chocolate chips here. You might not want to overdo it. Let's put them all in here. Give them a quick fold. No need to overmix it. And that's it. Filling is ready. We'll get the base, we're gonna let it cool, and then we'll put this on top and bake it. The base is set and it's time to add the cream cheese filling. We'll just plop that right on here. Make sure you get everything out of the bowl. This is actually one of my most liked recipes on my blog, so that's why we made it today as well. A lot of people have been asking me about this recipe, so we thought, okay, let's make a video. It's pretty simple and easy to make. Flatten it out a little bit, give it a couple of bangs on your counter. That's it, just to get any air bubbles out. And we are going to put this in the oven, same temperature as before, 175 degrees, 340 Fahrenheit, and we're going to let this bake for 45 minutes. Just watch the cream on top. It should get golden brown on the edges, but the middle might still be a little liquidy, and that's fine. I will show you how it looks when it's ready. Let's put it in the oven. Our Oreo chocolate chip cheesecake is ready. And we're just gonna take it out of the form. It's still warm. We should let this really cool down a little bit. But if you're careful, you can take it out without breaking it. The best way is to grab the edges, like so. Pull it a little bit apart and then you can take it out of the form. As I said, it's best if you let it cool down completely. But if you're in a rush like we are, then you can just take it out as it's still warm. Let's have a look. Absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna cut this into squares and then I'll see you for the taste test. And that's how it's done. Now, before we go to the taste test, if you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell button. Now, let's give it a try. Let's see. You're gonna love this one. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.